Good evening, folks. And tonight we're going to talk about some pretty good games. The Washington, when it comes to the Washington Huskies, they take on the Buckeyes next week. This upcoming week. It'll be a good game, I think. This will be a good test for Ohio State, I think. They open as a 9.5 favorite in that game. So, even though this is on the road, that's probably why it's only a 9.5 favorite, considering this is at Washington. And it's always, I remember the last time Ohio State played there, they were down 7-3 at halftime. But they came out and literally laid the law in the second half and ended up winning 33-14. But you also got to remember, it's never easy to win out on the road. And that also went with Michigan with this post as well that I'm doing here. Now, granted, passes were dropped, easy catches were dropped, but still, that's no excuse. Especially when they're right in your hands. This goes for all Michigan players. When the pass is thrown right to your hands, or anybody for that matter, that's an easy catch. You shouldn't be able to drop that. I mean, you won. I get it, you won 30-27. Congrats. But 12 of 22 for 105 yards. Guy Nibs, you really sound like a rookie in your passing game. Now, your running game, you looked like you were pros. Your run game was phenomenal. But we'll get back to you in just a second. But with Damon Williams, 16 of 19, 4 touchdowns, 298 total passing yards, rushing game with 175 yards. Once again, Williams carried that, 13 carries, 88 yards, 1 touchdown, 473 total yards altogether. Washington State had 305 total yards. So defense is a little shaky there for Washington State, so that's something that may have to be talked about. Now, Denzel Boston, 6 receptions, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. This is a very well-coached team. Nothing to be disappointed about. I mean, this team looks like a very well-coached team. So, I look for this to be a very good challenge. Now, I look for this to be almost like one of those games where, hey, this is going to be easy. We walk in here and say, hey, here we go. Boom. And now, Michigan versus Nebraska. The game that we all were talking about. Like I predicted, whoever would win would only win by a field goal. And lo and behold, I was correct. Now, it didn't win. It wasn't Nebraska. It was Michigan. I predicted, my thought was 27-24. Nebraska was going to be my prediction, but obviously I was wrong. Nebraska had 27, but Michigan had 30. So, obviously 30 is greater than 27, so obviously Michigan wins on that part. But the rushing game, if you were to do the total yardage, 351 to 395 total yards. Meaning Michigan had 395 and they had 350 and Nebraska had 351. The only thing that set them behind was Michigan's defensive sacking of Dylan Raiola. They sacked him like 7 times. He had negative 49 yards. If they hadn't sacked him that many times, they would have had 91 total rushing yards and they would have had 399 total yards. 91 rushing yards altogether. Now, we go with that altogether. Dylan Raiola, 30 of 41, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 308 passing yards. And Emmett Johnson, 19 carries, 65 yards. And then Ja'Cory Barney Jr., 6 receptions, 120 yards. That tells you that story. Now, Bryce Underwood, the story that is still complicated. I get it. He's a mobile, moving quarterback. 12 of 22, 105 total yards, passing yards. Justice Hayes, 17 carries, 149 yards, 1 touchdown. Donovan McCauley, 3 receptions, 39 yards. Bryce Underwood. What the hell happened? I'm expecting more out of him. This guy's turning into be like a total bust, almost. I'm expecting someone to put up more yardage numbers than this. 10 incomplete passes. Nebraska had him by the boat. That close Nebraska had him. But Nebraska's running defense screwed him over. Nebraska's run defense screwed them all up. Now, depending if anybody else has any plans up in their sleeve to stop them, who knows? It might work, it may not. Who knows? I don't know what... Obviously, they don't play Penn State this year, so that's not going to work out for them, so... Penn State will have to wait, I guess. I mean, who knows? Who knows what will happen? I mean, Penn State is a good team. They're number 2. They're number 3 now, from what I heard. Ohio State's still number 1. I have to look at the whole brackets, but I'm not really interested in those brackets now until it's all said and done. We'll look into that when the playoff bracket comes out, and if this was the actual playoff bracket, how this would actually look. But with that being in mind, Dylan Raiola, he's not a weak player by all means. He played a phenomenal game. It's his offensive line who didn't do their job. He did a phenomenal job. He killed Michigan in the secondary. Michigan's secondary was weak. If Ohio State plays that strong and throws right down the middle in the secondary and shoots up the secondary, bingo. It's a win for anybody. Anybody can beat Michigan right there in the secondary, and they just have a heyday down the middle in the passing game. It's a victory. You don't have to necessarily run the ball all the time. Once they get the thought of running the ball constantly, once they get the ball passing the game constantly, then you run the ball. Just a thought. There you have it, people. You think it's going to be passed all the time? Well, wait a minute. The guy's running. Voila, there you have it. That's how you beat Michigan. You beat them at their own game. Well, that's my point of view of looking at this. With that being said, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. With that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.